Water shutoff leads for wholesaling real estate. Guys, this is Rick Ginn, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to pull the water shutoff leads, and I'm going to show you how to get them for free, and I'm going to show you how you can easily do this online. But before I get into it, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best up-to-date videos on wholesaling real estate. So let's talk about it. Water shutoffs. What is it? So water shutoff is exactly what it says. The water has been shut off to a particular property. Why? 9 times out of 10, it's due to lack of payment. Every now and then it's because of a utility issue with plumbing or a pipe break. But for the most part, people don't pay their water bills. And depending on what city or town you live in, sometimes they can put a lien on the property. And I'm going to teach you how to find these liens on public record so you can easily pull them for yourself. But what you want to do is get access to this list. Because if you had an entire list of, say, 200 properties that the water got shut off in the last 2 months, it's gold. Think about this. What can you do in a house without water? There is very little. You can't use the bathroom. You can't run the sink. You can't irrigate the lawn. You can't do the laundry. There's nothing you can do. And honestly, where there's smoke, where there's fire, if there's no water, the odds of that property producing income or somebody being able to habitate in it are usually zero. So I love to get these properties. Here is the challenge in pulling the list, and you got to understand it, is this list is going to be derived from your utility departments. Now, it has to be a public utility company. How do I know this? Because if it's private, they're not going to share the information. You see, a public utility company is technically funded by the taxpayers, and they try to do everything at cost. So there's a loophole where you can get access to this information. Understand this. If it's private, you're not going to get it. So how do I know if my utility company is private or not? Honestly, if your utility company starts with like the county's name, most likely it's going to be public. So Palm Beach County Utilities, that is going to be a public company. If I have a company called Aviators Utilities, it's probably going to be private. So understand the difference. And also you have to understand there is a huge difference between public record and privacy policies. You are going to get a lot of resistance on the privacy part. Even though if it's public record, they don't have to share with you how their privacy policy works. And that is the part you have to navigate through very, very carefully. So I always tell you, you beat resistance with persistence. This is no different. You just have to be super polite about it. These are people with a job and a family. Do not try to run them over. And honestly, you have to be polite on how you make the request. So let's talk specifically about what to ask these public utility companies so you can get access to the water shutoff list. So you're simply asking for a list of all property owners that the water has been shut off for non-payment. Guys, it's that simple. Don't complicate it. And you want to be super nice. And a lot of times they'll ask you, what do you need this information for? I just say, listen, I'm doing some research and I want to figure out what are the areas where people would shut their water on and off. It's just an overall research project. Don't go out and say you're a wholesaler, you're a real estate investor, because number one, it's kind of none of their business. And number two, I don't want anyone to prejudge you. So be as tactful as possible. I'm not telling you to lie, people. You can do research on it. But if you say the wrong words, it's going to key their privacy policy and keep you out of that umbrella. So be very careful on how you ask for the information. Now, a lot of people say, Rick, what do I do if they won't give me the information? In the old days, I'd tell you to ask to file a FOIA request. That's FOIA. It stands for the Freedom of Information Act. The reality is if you do that, it's going to drag on months. You're going to spend hours doing paperwork. And honestly, it's an empty threat. And they kind of know it now. Enough people have asked for it. So I would avoid using that threat because it's probably not going to get you anywhere. I would just kind of keep recircling. Remember the power of two. The power of two says if you can overcome any person's 2 objections, you can pretty much get what you want. You're definitely going to have to invoke it when asking for the water shutoff list. Don't forget about this, guys. Now, I just taught you the free way to get your water shutoff list. What I want to do is show you guys that take advantage of the listrei.com. That is our special account we use through PropStream that me and Zach train you on. Is I'm going to show you, if you have an account, how you can pull the utility lien search. And this is simply when the county or whatever public utility decides to record a lien against the property to try to get their monies back for water services on that property. So what I want to do is go online and show you actually how to pull this in your listrei.com account. You ready? Here we go. I'm just going to pick a random county here. I'm going to do Palm Beach County. It's in my southern market. And all you have to do is go over to filter here. Guys, this is super simple. This is not complicated. You don't even take notes. You can go back and replay this video on time I want. Click the filter button. And what you want to do is go down and you're going to go down to lien, bankruptcy, and divorce status. And click that. And if you go over here and just toggle to the right, you're going to have one called a specific lien type. So you don't want all. Click that, and you're going to click this utility lien. And I'm going to close this out. There's no other filters on it. Of that alone, we just gave you 586 in Palm Beach County that you can work. Now you're going to have a master list. If you use listrei.com, this is all included in your service, and you can pull this information and make it a little bit easier for you. You're never going to beat the public data if you can get it like in real time. But if you can't get it, you can use this backdoor approach. And honestly, guys, it works very well. We use it within our company. So now that you have your list, either you got it free, you went down to your public utilities to pull the water shutoff list of everyone that's on that list from non-payment. And maybe you use listrei.com and you pulled the utility lien search for anything that's recorded on public record with it. Now we've got to go out and we have to market to these people. So you need to choose the medium you're going to do. That's just simply a fancy word for like what technique are you going to use to market them. So you have a couple choices. My favorite always will be cold calling because you can do volume. It's efficient. The trade-off is you're going to have to skip trace them. So you can do one of two ways. You can basically go online. You can use truepeoplesearch.com. It's 100% free. It is manual and it's time consuming, but if you guys are using the hustle muscle, this is going to be the best way to do it. The other way you can do it is go over to zacdata.com and basically use batch leads to do a bulk skip trace where you can put in 50 to 100 names and information on there, and it will skip trace that information for you. It's not required, but it does save you a lot of time. You got to choose which route you're going to do in your wholesaling real estate journey. So that's everything on cold calling. The other way you can do it is just simply an SMS campaign. It works really well. Make sure you utilize ChatGPT to help you write the variable script in your SMS so you don't get red flagged by the phone carriers to be marked as spam. If you don't know how to do that, do a search on AI on wholesaling between me and Zach on Flip with Rick, and it will show you exactly how to do this. Guys, you got to be way ahead of the curve on SMS. You cannot send a standard text message to thousands of people. You're going to get red flagged as spam, so you want to avoid that. The other technique you can do is simply direct mail. Now, it's not my most favorite approach in doing this because you want to do it pretty quickly. So why somebody has their water shut off for non-payment is usually a financial issue. And the sooner you can contact them, the better. You can still do direct mail. It works. It just is not as effective. My favorite way to do this is doing the technique we call reverse driving for dollars. And this is simply getting your list, figuring out your route, and going around and putting sticky notes on the door and says, listen, I got a quick question about the house. Now, these sticky notes, it's going to tell you a lot. You can tell if the house is vacant. If it's run down, you'll get a little bit more intel on it. And the goal of this is to have people call you back so you can engage a conversation to see if it's a qualified lead. So you're just going to run them through the MCTP technique we teach you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go over to freewholesaling.com. We teach you about motivation, condition, timeline, and price. And we tell you how to qualify these leads. And you want to do this process with everybody use the reverse driving for dollars. I love it because it's not confrontational. It's highly efficient, and you only talk to the people that usually have an interest in talking to you. So guys, listen, I know this is a short video, but I just ran through on how to pull any water shutoff list. You can go down your county and get the public information for free. Remember, you're going to have to beat the resistance. How do you do that? To beat resistance, you have to overcome it with persistence. End of story. And you have to be super polite. Don't forget, you're going to have to overcome at least 2 objections to get what you want. If you give up on one, you're going to get nowhere. And guys, make sure you take advantage of the online tools between listrei.com and zacdata.com to really magnify your business if you want to do this in higher quantity levels, and utilize the software services that we recommend and provide for you. We use them in our business. I couldn't operate it without it. So if it's of advantage to you and you can do it, please go ahead and utilize your listrei.com account. So guys, let me know, are you pulling the water shutoff list And are you having success going on a person or pulling the utility lien search through listria.com? Let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear feedback from you. And guys, if you like this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the absolute best information on wholesaling today. Guys, this is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video.